All right, so I am about 3.5 hours late. It was about noon my time here, Central Time, where Aaron Rodgers spoke to the media. I have not seen really any of Adam's talk. I have not seen really any of Brian Gutekunst's talk. For some reason, Amos is talking today. I feel so bad for him. He's the only one not involved in any drama right now. And they put him with a whole bunch of other people that are a bunch of drama going on. So. But I watched the entire 20 whole minutes of Aaron Rodgers talking. He spilled the beans on so much here. So I figured I'd just make, a short video. We're going to just talk, kind of just clump what he said basically into one video. And I got to start out with him. He took shots at the media. I got to start out with that. So if you want to find this, it's about, I think it's like 15, 16 minutes in. So towards the end of the interview here, it basically said, I didn't say anything. The media basically was exaggerating, saying a bunch of stuff that isn't true. And he basically said, I like to keep things behind closed doors and I want to get stuff done. So basically calling out Adam Schefter for that story. He said in the beginning, he said this did not start on draft day of this year. So, he's basically saying, hey, what Adam Schefter did is dumb and it's not right. So I was so happy that he addressed the media thing. Again, it's towards the end of the thing. A lot of it, he was asked about, Cobb coming back, happy about that. I did see a clip of where Adams was asked that too. This is the only thing I saw was a clip about Adams got asked about, what does it feel like to have Cobb come back? And he basically said, I'm just waiting for Jordy to come back now too. So, if Jordy comes out of retirement, man, like, whoo, that offense is going to be loaded. But he's basically talking about how he talked to a bunch of former Packers players that a lot of them are retired now. He name dropped about 10 people that he thought, Packers just kind of threw him out the door and said, who cares about him? Go on and do whatever you want. We're not going to, get into a new contract or anything. And he said, that's part of the problem. He said, it kind of felt disrespectful to do that. And I'm not gonna lie, I agree. Like you're pushing a whole bunch of people out the door, and it is what it is. Obviously, we've talked about Jordy this offseason. He mentioned Charles Woodson, Julius Peppers, Clay Matthews. He mentioned a whole bunch of guys. I think he mentioned Micah Hyde, I believe he said. I mean, this man was just he's just throwing names out left and right. It just the Packers organization has to be watching this. I mean, Brian Gutekunst was there, so he might have heard some of it too. I don't know if he was in the room or not because they obviously don't show the reporters. But I mean, this man just said, I talked to them about retirement and whatnot. I wish they could have stayed in Green Bay longer than what they did. He said they felt like a lot of those core players, or they felt like core players, felt like the foundation of Green Bay. And he talked a lot about that. And then he talked about how the offseason, he said he just wanted to make it, have his own time. Talked about recently getting back. He said a couple months ago he started training again for the season. He said put his body through intense training. He said he felt really good about it. So, it appears like I figured he was coming back for this year. This interview gives me hope that maybe something down the line can happen for next season. Now, the Cobb deal looks... I don't know if it's a one-year deal. No details have come out about that yet. But I don't know how you're supposed to pay Cobb, Rodgers, Adams. I think Jair's done next year. I don't know how you're supposed to pay, all these people. There's more people that have to get paid, too, that are, on the way out after this season, too. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens and whatnot. So, I'm excited. This interview really gave me hope. Again, I haven't watched Adams, so maybe if I watch Adams, maybe there's more there, and I might make another video on this. But just watching that, if you have not seen it, it is 20 minutes long, so it is kind of a long interview. But there's so many things where he says he wants to stay a Packer, he wants to stay here longer than just next year and whatnot. I did find there was just a very small section. I forget, it was like 10 minutes in or something like that. Where a reporter asked him about, do you have the freedom to go wherever you want next year? He said no, he didn't really hear anything about that. So I'm interested to see how exactly the contract is set up and what exactly, is going to happen. So I'm sure eventually we'll find out the details to that and whatnot. But that, when he was asked that and he said, no, I don't really, know anything about that. I don't know how to feel about that. It's kind of interesting that he said no to it. So we'll see what happens. For now, I just it was good to just hear him spill the beans. He just said everything pretty much. There were some things that he said, I don't want to talk about that. I'm gonna, next question. We don't want to talk about that right now. So we don't know. He hasn't talked about everything, but he was pretty open to the reporters today. So yeah. So this just I enjoyed the interview. I think there's a lot of stuff in here that says we could see him past 2021. We really could. So we'll see what happens. For now, I'm going to get out of here. I don't know exactly when Cobb is supposed to hit training camp. He is on his way. He has posted to all of his social medias that he is coming back to Green Bay. So it is confirmed. We'll see what happens in the future. But for now, stay tuned. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more information coming out this week. I still want to dive in, talk about training camp, see, stuff going on and whatnot. I did see an Eric Stokes, practicing out there, so, that's going to be fun to see. But for now, again, like the video, share the video around, don't subscribe. I'm going to get on out of here.